Hey beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Syphilis. If you're joining me for the first time, and you're welcome to my channel, and for those who've always been here with me, thank you for being here. It is always a pleasure to have you. In today's video, I'm going to be telling you the 4 things you should keep in your mind before even coming to work in the UAE, or if you already have a job in UAE, there are certain things you have to keep in your mind to know if you're on the safe side or not. So it's been a while since I filmed a video. Is because I had some things just holding me back. Like for 2 weeks now, I've been doing write-ups on YouTube. I was unable to film and stuff, but now I'm back because I post daily on UAE updates. I hope I'm going to keep it up. The new visa system is out. We are expecting a lot to come up, so I'm going to be keeping you guys posted on how the new visa system is going to be, because it's going to start on October 3rd. Right, on the 3rd of October, the new system is going to start. So let's see how it goes. But before we see how the new system is going, let's talk about the things that you should keep in your mind before traveling to UAE, and if you're considering to work in UAE. The first thing is having a valid passport. Your passport should be at least 6 months. It should have at least 6 months validity in it. There are some companies that don't hire people with passport validity that is less than a year. A friend of mine went for a job interview the other day, and they told him that if your passport is less than 6 months, is less than 1 year, you're not going to be hired. So traveling to the UAE or any other country, just make sure your passport is at least 1.5 years or 2 years or 1 year. At least 6 months is not advisable, because you're going to a foreign country and then trying to renew your passport and stuff is a little stressful. So to be on the safe side, make sure your passport validity is at least 1 year. The UAE government is saying that 6 months, but I'm saying 1 year. All right, so if you have a passport that is less than a year, please make sure you renew the passport, redo a new passport before you travel to the UAE, to be on the safe side. And when you get to the UAE, because the new system now is out, they're saying that people are not working on visit visa or job seekers visa. When you bring your visit visa, make sure that they process a residence visa for you, because some employers, when you get here, they want to use all your visa when it's about to expire before they start processing. Now the UAE is giving 3 months jail time and a fine of 10,000 dirhams. Be careful and be on the safe side. When you get to a UAE and you get employed, make sure they process your working visa, which is a residence visa for you, before you start working in the UAE. And one of the reasons that UAE, they refuse to give visas to people is because of the passport. If your passport is torn, or the name on your passport is not really okay, or the picture in your passport is not clear enough, your visa might be rejected. I did a video on the reasons why your UAE visa might be rejected. I'll put the link in the description box if you want to check the video. Make sure you check before you start applying for the visa, because it's going to be very helpful to you. The second thing is, when you come to the UAE, you're going to do a medical test. So the second thing you should put in your mind is that before leaving your country, you should already do a medical test in your country to make sure that you don't have any of the diseases that when you get here, you're diagnosed with it and you might be sent back to your home country. The most important one is doing a chest x-ray for tuberculosis and doing your HIV test back home. Do it back home before you travel. I always tell people this, do this too. They are very, very important. You have to do them before you travel. If you're a lady, make sure you're not pregnant. Because if you're pregnant and you get to UAE and you're working like in a house, a nanny, because for nannies you have to do a pregnancy test, and if you're pregnant, you will be deported. So when you're leaving, make sure you're healthy. And I always tell people to add hepatitis, because if you are coming here to work, because if you're working like in a restaurant, for those who are coming, maybe they don't actually know what they're coming to do, they are coming to start searching for jobs and stuff. You have to do all these things to make sure that you're healthy before you get to this country, right? You do your hepatitis B test, do your HIV test, and do your tuberculosis test. And if you're a lady, make sure you are not pregnant. These 4 are very important. And if you're coming to UAE to work as a nurse, you have to do your syphilis test, because if you're to work as a nurse, you have to do the syphilis test. It's very important for people working in the health field. Add syphilis test to it, because if you're positive for syphilis, you have a problem for it. Some people get treated, some people get deported. So before coming to the UAE, make sure you know these things before you travel, because if you get here and anything is complicated, if you're HIV positive, you'll be deported immediately. If you are tuberculosis, some people get treatment and continue work. Some people, they deport them if it's really chronic, but they'll have to get some certain treatment before they get deported. So before traveling, make sure your passport is ready and your medical screening is ready, right? And for those who are under 18, they don't do medical tests. It's just for people who are above 18 that they do medical tests in this country. The third thing you have to put in your mind is to get your documents attested. I see people come to this country and they are running left and right to attest your documents. The best thing for you to do is to attest your document. If you're a bachelor's degree holder, make sure you go to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in your country. Attest the document at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in your country. First of all, go to the Ministry of Higher Education in your country and attest your document, and then go to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and attest your document before you travel. It doesn't matter which field you study in, you have to attest this document, because when you get a job in UAE now, they'll tell you to go and attest this document. They're attesting job documents now for security documents for every job you get in UAE. So before traveling, attest your documents, because if you get here with the documents, you have to send them back home for it to be attested, and then when you get here, you have to go to the ministry here to attest it. First of all, go to the ministry in your country, attest it. Ministry of Higher Education, attest it in your country. Ministry of Foreign Affairs, you attest it. When you get to UAE now, you can go to the consulate and then you attest it. When a company hires you, they'll ask you if your documents are attested. If they're not attested and you're wasting time, they're just going to shift your CV one side and they take another person. So be prepared when you're traveling to UAE. You don't have any time to waste. You're coming to this country to work money. So make sure you're prepared to work the money before you even leave your country. The fourth thing is to know your rights as an employee in the UAE. That is the fourth most important thing that you should know. People come to this country and employers step on them because they don't want to read. Before traveling, make sure you read the UAE labor law. There is a labor law in UAE that you need to read and get acquainted with it before you travel to the UAE, so that when you get here and you're being offered a job, you know what to tell them, you will know what to do and what not to do as an employee. There are people, the first thing when you get here is that your employer will take your passport and keep it with them. Your employer is not supposed to keep your passport in UAE. It's against the law unless it is a mutual understanding. I did a video on if your employer wants to keep your passport, there are things you have to do, right? I'll put the link in the description box below. You can click and check that video. I do a lot of research about UAE because a lot has happened to people that are close to me, and to be on the safe side, we need to avoid those things before it happens to us, right? It's good to be safe than sorry, right? So when you're coming, read the laws. The first thing is that your passport should be with you. Nobody's keeping your passport. You should be the only person keeping your passport. Don't let them step on you and say, oh, we have to keep your passport for safekeeping. No, they can only take your passport from you if they want to go process your visa. After your visa processing, they have to give you back your passport, and you'll be in possession with of your passport. And in case they are to keep your passport, it should be a mutual agreement between you and your sponsor, not them taking it as if it is a right for them to keep it. No, especially under the new visa system, a lot of things have changed. A lot of things have changed that we need to be acquainted to the law in order to know what is good and what is bad. So these are the 4 things you should keep in mind before you travel to UAE. And I just want to add this extra thing on it. I know most people traveling, they just think that you get to UAE and you start working. No, before traveling from your country, make sure you have a lot of money. I always tell my subscribers this, especially those coming from Africa, not just Africa, everywhere. When you want to come to UAE, make sure you have enough money with you. Even if you're coming on an employment visa, still have money with you, so that it can take you for a certain period of time before you start earning money here. Because people just come here with nothing, they pay their flight and their visa, they think that's it. I always stress on this issue of coming to UAE with money, because UAE is a no man's land. Always make sure you're prepared for it, for the unforeseen circumstances. That is what I tell people every day. Be prepared for the worst. You're hoping for the best, but be prepared for the worst. It's very important. Keep that in mind always, to be on the safe side in this country. This country is full of so many surprises, and when you get here, you're going to understand what it's all about. Thank keep watching this video. If you like the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Please subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification bell, because I post daily on UAE updates, and I'll be bringing you more on the UAE New Visa System. And I have a second channel as well. It's called Syphilis Test. I'll put the links in the description box below. You can click and check my second channel. Make sure you subscribe. It will mean a lot to me if you do. Thank you so much in advance. If you have any doubts about the new visa system, you can check me on Facebook. My Facebook is Here From Sybil. I'm on Instagram as Hussein_Sybil, and I'm on TikTok as Here From Sybil. And you can send me an email. My email is hussein@gmail.com. I'll put the links in the description box below. You can click to connect with me. And please, if I don't respond to your comment in the comment section, make sure you check me on my socials, because if I'm not on Instagram, I'll be on Facebook or on TikTok or through my email. Thank you for being here. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.